Now, could you tell us a little bit about the Keap CRM versus and how it is better for small business compared to the others out there?
It's always going to be a debate, Raj, right? Like, who's better, whose CRM has got this, that, or the other. And like, a lot of the CRMs are made equal. You know, they've got the same bells and the whistles. I think what maybe separates us from a lot of the competitor models is we're designed specifically for small to mid-sized business.
Yep.
So with that design comes ease of use, comes functionality.
Yes.
You, the user, can take control of your software and not have to be so reliant on an expert like you. You know, the experts, Raj, like the consultants, the gurus, the ninjas, you know how important you are in the space and what role you play.
Yes.
But we've like to think that we've simplified CRM and small business automation and allowed the end user to get more results because the platform is easier to use.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, go on.
Did I answer your question, Raj?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
Well, I was going to add a little bit more to it. I was going to say maybe what separates us also is the CRM component with the follow-up marketing, the if-then scenarios. If somebody does this, then what are the next steps that we need to give them, or what do they need to make that next decision or step with us? If they do this, then what do we need to provide for them next?
And also the different versions of Keap that are available in the market now.
That's a great statement. I mean, Keap Grow, very basic and very good for the small business.
Yes.
Keap Pro, a little bit more advanced, a little bit more robustness. The campaign builder, the drag and the drop sales pipeline. It's good for some larger teams, not the very small one-man bands. But then we have Infusionsoft by Keap, which is what you're very familiar with, and a lot of your customers are on that very powerful platform. I mean, that path would rival any of the enterprise automation tools out there today.
Yeah, I mean, spot on. So can you tell us a little bit, I think you touched into the partners in the previous answer. Can you tell us a little bit about a criteria of determining who the right partner within Keap is and how you guys go about
That's a good question. That's a great question, Raj. We don't take everybody on.
Yep.
So there's a criteria in a questionnaire, if you will, that you go through with John Lang, a dear friend of mine and one of our recruiters. He's actually our international recruiter. So John would get on a call, Raj, with you, and he would go through his questions with you, some set questions to make sure that you're the right fit. Size of the business, size of your operation to a degree, but also the type of customers that you're reaching out to. That's very important to us. So no, we don't take on everybody, but we're looking for the right fit, and there's a set guideline that John and all of us follow when working and onboarding a new partner.
Can you elaborate a little bit about the partnership that you and Neve have, or QL Tech has had for almost, I think, 3 years, coming up to 3 years, or 2.5, 3 years now?
In 2 years, Raj, over 2 years. The partnership's been strong. You guys have been consistent. Your communication is phenomenal. There's never customer complaints. You guys always jump on anything that I give you to from a perspective of, hey, Raj, Sonny, I need you to follow up with this customer in India or Perth or wherever. You guys are right on it. Every time I can count on you. And then again, that work is spot on. It's very high tech with your team. Your team is one of the cutting edge teams of my region. API work, some very technical things. And obviously the simple things you guys can do, but I don't look at your team that way. But I think the partnership would look like this: a call every other week with Raj. Raj and I go through business strategy, how things are working from a marketing perspective, how he can get more of the quality leads coming in that in turn will be customers for us, how things are doing from a retention perspective. Are we proactive in reaching out to the customers, how the customers are doing? That really kind of encapsulates what we work through. We also do a plan together, a joint business plan, so I can understand Raj's goals, his aspirations in the business, what they're working and driving on, and then I can align my skills and resources to meet those.
Great. And I think you've been a great mentor, Jay, in all honesty.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, every week.
Likewise, I got ditto, buddy. I get a lot back and forth.
It's a give and take, but no, I absolutely love our sessions. Yeah, it's just so much fun. And you're like a bundle of such positive energy, just peaks me up for the whole week ahead. So I really
wait till we get together when I see you in Melbourne. It's going to be good, Raj.
Oh yes, absolutely. Looking forward to that. Now, can you just say, for example, for all the people who are going to be watching this, who are who are not familiar with Keap, can you just give a synopsis to them as to how Keap can help them, so they can be a part of it?
Yeah, totally, Raj. That's a great question for me to give time on. So Keap, we were formerly Infusionsoft.
Yes.
We're 18 plus years old now, guys, and Clayt, Scott, and Eric were the three founders of the company. Eric has went on to start a new business and a new venture. He was the coder, the engineer, the product master. Right. Scott was more of the methodology wizard. He came up with lifecycle marketing and how that relates to small business. And Clayt was kind of the front man up front, pitching and selling and bringing this out to the public. But what we saw 18 years ago was small businesses were having a hard time collecting leads, educating, providing value, and building trust with those people, and then getting them into a conversion state. But then after that, they weren't caring for them either. So that's where that lifecycle marketing model came from, and then that software was created to do those things where that small business was failing. So Keap was born from the Infusionsoft era, and what we saw for really 17 years, right? But Keap, what we saw, what Clayt saw, and if Clayt was on talking with you, Raj, he would say the same thing in a different style and tone, obviously. But he would say we were missing our vision, Raj, just recently when we were trying to help millions of small business owners across the globe. Infusionsoft is just too powerful. It was almost like that enterprise robust automation engine, where Keap then was born and birthed to help the millions of small businesses out there that really need the help. Obviously, Infusionsoft will never go anywhere. That power and that automation is desperately needed. It will be there, and it will serve a subset of our audience and our vision, our target. But we needed to come down, bless you, Raj, to get to the small business owners of Western Oz, of Thailand and Vietnam, where Nak is, where I'll go on this trip. But the whole globe. So we had to think a little bit bigger and at the same time simplify.
Yeah. I think
so. It's a CRM, an automation platform, and it's simplified to help the everyday user.
And I think the best part about the way the different tiers have been designed is that people can go from Keap all the way to Infusionsoft, and they can actually graduate their business into Infusionsoft.
It's a beautiful thing, Raj. What we've seen, and this is just recent, what we've seen since we've been out now with Keap for, going strong now for 6, 7, 8 months. We've seen the competition doesn't really have an answer for Keap. They can say something about Infusionsoft, but they don't really have an answer for what Keap is all about. With the SMS features, the phone lines, and things like that are coming for Australia and the entire world, but they don't really have that answer for that platform right now, which is a cool thing.
And it does payment matching through the bank account as well, which is a great one. So, as coming back to us as providers and so forth, any feedback that you have for me or for any partner who would be watching this, or people who want to become partners?
Yeah, Raj, and you've heard me say this, and I think the feedback is consultants, agencies, gurus out there, consumers. You have to stop doing so much for your customers, and you have to get back into your own business and do that work for your own business. A lot of the partners, Raj, are doing so much for their clients that they're just inundated with that client work that they're not doing the right holistic, healthy things for their own business too. And when we take that step back, it really creates some ripples and some ups and downs in the business that we can avoid if we stay up over the business and certainly working on it. Work on lifecycle marketing, Raj. Work on lifecycle marketing for you, buddy.
Yeah, thanks again for that, Jay. And I think you've been a great mentor through this. You've helped us and guide us, and you've been that Sherpa that we've been looking while climbing this Everest.
Shark the Sherpa. I like that. It's got a ring, Rush.
It does, right? It does. We might have to do a workshop with Shark the Sherpa soon. But Jay, thanks again for your time. I greatly appreciate it.